Yeehaw! And welcome back to the Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. All right, if you don't have a Valentine and you need one, I'm still looking. Even though technically Crumbl has offered to be my Valentine, because I've been going everywhere saying I don't need a girlfriend because this Valentine's I get to keep the whole Crumbl cookies box to myself. Of course, I like to share my cookies anyway, so there's that. But so I'm not the most excited about this lineup, but I'm always committed to doing reviews for you guys. And so there's not a new flavor this week. I've had all of these, and I'll have my little critiques on each one, of course. But I don't want to hold y'all up, so I'm going to ask that you subscribe if you don't already, like this video, and give us a comment. Give me a comment. I will respond. If you leave a little small thing that I can't really respond to, I'll respond. I'll say thank you or yep or something like that. I wish I was able to better engage with some of these longer comments, but it's like, they state an opinion what they think this cookie is, and then, I don't have much to say on it because I really, have already said that in the video. So anyways, I appreciate you guys, and I don't want to hold y'all up. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this review, which could be 15 minutes with 5 cookies. I don't know. We're going to do our best to be efficient with this, right? So yeah, that's my thumbnail. Not anything special, but So, let's just address the elephant in the room. A few basic cookies here in this lineup, which is fine. It feels kind of familiar to what we had last year, at least, but is what it is. And we're gonna do chocolate caramel last. So if you want to watch that, I'll show it to the camera. I like to show these cookies to the camera when I'm about to review them. So you can skip forward to that. That's fine. But it is the messiest, most difficult cookie to cut into. One of the most difficult, because that caramel gets all sticky. It's all sticky, even if it's melty. It's all sticky, and I just don't want to mess the other cookies up, mess myself up. So, anyways, where are we starting? We're starting with chocolate covered strawberry. Yeah, chocolate covered strawberry. What am I even doing? Thinking. So yeah, essentially with this one, and I think I'm gonna do 8ths, or at least cut mine into an 1/8 or something like that. But essentially this is a chocolate, it's a cookies and cream base. Chocolate cookies and cream base. They've been doing that base a lot. And what they do is they've got a strawberry cream cheese icing. So the one thing that kind of bothers me with this is the cream cheese. They called this strawberry chocolate cheesecake last year, but the name is so confusing that it's easier to call it chocolate covered strawberry. Honestly, in my opinion, I wish they would do a chocolate and strawberry cookie that involved no cream cheese, because I think cream cheese, you have to intend a purpose for it. And if you're gonna call something chocolate covered strawberry, cream cheese does not belong. That's just my opinion. But anyways, it is chilled, by the way. That is such a sugar rush. Like, sheesh. My mouth is just numb right now. But I do like that that I get more natural strawberry flavor. I think they've improved at that. And it's solid, but again, it gets kind of lost. The strawberry gets a little bit lost with the chocolate base and the cream cheese coming real hard. So that can be an issue, but it's refreshing. It's very refreshing. My issue here with that cookie, again, is just the consistency of how strong it comes in, and I just think it could be more strawberry forward. That's really just my whole viewpoint on that. But I think a 7.5 would be fair. It's a very enjoyable cookie. It's just got a lot going on, and I think they kind of centered on that strawberry a little bit more. I might just love it. So, New York cheesecake. I got some chocolate on it. My apologies, but it is a chilled. Last year was hot. They're starting to chill the cheesecake bases, understandably so. It's a chilled graham cracker cookie with a cheesecake icing and with more graham cracker crumbs on top. So, very interesting cookie, no doubt about that. If I can break it apart. But I don't know, like the crumbs on the top doesn't do too much for this cookie, in my opinion. And so again, you know, when they do the blueberry cheesecake and the strawberry cheesecake, you can always ask without. So that's my whole viewpoint on this one not being a huge deal, but you know. But it's still very good, and it puts focus on it cheesecake as it is, you know, the ordinary cheesecake flavor. And it absolutely is delicious. So I love it, and I would probably give it a solid 8.5, just because I think that's the highest ceiling it can reach. Because when you get to the blueberry cheesecake and the raspberry cheesecake and the strawberry cheesecake that they do, it's just it's just so, it takes it to a whole nother level. So we can't give this a 10, but I think an 8.5 would be a fair ranking, and it's probably the best cookie of the week in my opinion. But again, we'll reevaluate chocolate caramel. We'll get there. Okay, so next two, very basic. We're going to be very quick on these. M&M, Valentine's M&M. I'm just going to try and break off a small piece here. I'm going to go ahead and just throw out what it's going to be. It's probably going to be a 6. Of course, they have a nice base. The M&Ms are nice and chocolatey. But it's a very simple cookie. Yeah. It's really not much different than their milk chocolate, other than you got that defined Mars chocolate flavor from the M&Ms. So, I'm standing where I'm standing on that. It's a 6. It's pretty basic. But it's not the worst cookie of this lineup. The worst, to me, and a lot of people might hate me for it, it's going to be this Valentine's Confetti. It's just a sugar cookie. It's literally a sugar cookie. Which a lot of people, they were talking about how much that they love the sugar cookie as compared to when, you know, like last week when they did Mother's Animal Cookie. They were like, I wish they just would leave the icing off. Well, I guess technically here we are with this. It's a sugar cookie. And it's fair. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. It tastes fine. And it might be some people's forte. It might be their preference. But if you ask me, there's just nothing to this cookie. And it's really just one of the least inspiring cookies they could do. Now, you know, do I like it more than Snickerdoodle? I would say so. Is that going to have to make me reevaluate what I rank Snickerdoodle in the future? Probably. I'll probably have to start giving it like a 4. But this one's a solid 5. You know, you can take it or leave it. It's enjoyable. But there's just nothing to it. There's nothing to it. Nothing, no qualities that make it pop out other than it's a sugar. So, just being honest with y'all, that's a 5. Tried to keep it as quick as I could. All right. Chocolate caramel. This one is a mess to show off. But it's a beautiful mess. Like, I wish the caramel would kind of spread to that edge too, but you know, if it did that, we would have some issues, and don't need issues today, right? So we are doing our best, and I'm just going to cut something a little bit differently, right? Because a little small piece. It's got salt on it. I don't remember it having salt last time, but here we are. That chocolate base is really nice and fudgy. I love that. But again, like, the caramel to me just doesn't have a lot to it. It's a nice melty layer, but it just doesn't seem, like, with how fudgy and how chocolatey this cookie is, I just think the caramel gets a little bit lost. It's still good, and it's not as sticky as I remember it. But I don't know. I just think, you know, for example, like with the Twix cookie, I just think the caramel has a more profound presence to it. While with this cookie, it's there. You know it's there. But it's just not as influential because of that cookie base. But it's a really good cookie base. Like it's like last week's chocolate cake base. Just like that. But you're replacing the chocolate icing with the caramel. And it's still a very solid flavor. Like it's probably the second best cookie of the week. I think Cheesecake, you know, it's more defined. You get the flavors you're looking for there. Chocolate caramel, still delicious. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. But, you know, I just think it's just not as profound as it could be. And I think that salt really adds a nice dynamic too. So it's a very enjoyable cookie, but it's not going to get a perfect 10 out of 10. That's just my thought. Anyways, what do you think of this lineup? I'm sure a lot of you who have been watching me for a while have had the opportunity to try each one. So if you tried each one, what do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Are you excited? Are you going to go grab these cookies? Tell me in the comments. Other than that, I will see y'all around.